Alright, this is my play of Soviet Don, Russian Civil War, my favorite of the States of Siege games. I'm all set and ready to roll. Got my dice tower, got my red dice here. So, let's see how things go. All shuffled up, ready to roll. So the first event card, Constituent Assembly is dissolved. So it says to advance Finland, but Finland's inactive, so no worries there. Baltic is going to come forward one space. I get one action, or no, I get three actions, I'm sorry. I get three actions that I get to take, and I also get to roll for political dissent. So, alright, well, since the Baltic is trying to be on the move, that's where I'll put my first action. Not so good, only a 2. So that didn't go so well. Second action, since there's not a whole lot of movement yet, I'm going to go ahead and do the political track. Another 2. Whew. Alrighty. Well, bad luck. Let's see if we can offset good luck with that. Going to be a little bold here. Really try to get the red organization table. And just missed out with a 5. Alright, so not the best start to my game, but let's see if the political dissent table works out any better for me. It's a 5. Hey, +1 political level. So that will move me up now to the second space on that track. Alright. Next one. The Tsar's fate is decided in Ekaterinburg. Well, that's a good thing because the Eastern Front's nowhere near that space. If the Tsar is rescued, that's brutal because that's +1 for all the fronts for the rest of the game, and that's just ugly. But the Baltic is on the march. They're in Pskov now. The Allies are still dormant. Poland's dormant. And the South is on the march. And we already checked the fate of the Tsar's family. They're not even close to there. So the Tsar and his ministers, to quote the Rolling Stones, are eliminated. So we take care of that. So I get 3 actions out of this. So with my 3 actions, I'm going to try and drive back the southern front from Kharkov. That'll be my first one. It's a 5, so that's good. I drive them back to the Crimea. The second one, I'm going to try political again, and it's a 6. Should have went with reorganization. That takes it up to 3. Speaking of reorganization, I'll still try that. Hey, it is a 6. What do you know? Get a little bit of luck here early on. And which marker do I get? I get the 2. So I get the Red Army Tank Corps. So 1 action to move a front unit +1 for all offensives versus that front while it's on it. So I can put these tanks on a front and I get +1 for that particular turn, and then it recycles each turn as I recall from the rules. Let me just double check on that, but I'm pretty sure here as I look at my C3I rulebook, cost action to assign. Okay. It's there. Alrighty. And it can be transferred to a different front at any time at the cost of 1 action. Alright. So, cool turn to be sure. Alright. Next one. Hungary Spring, the kulaks are threatened. The Baltic's on the move again. No! They're in Petrograd. This is very bad. They're on my doorstep already. Poland is dormant. Eastern Front is on the move. Get 3 actions. No offensives allowed against the Southern Front this time. That's okay, because I got to put them all up here in Petrograd. So, what I'll do for my first action then is put that tank corps down. And now I will go ahead and roll with a +1 for my next action. It's only a 3. That's not good. My final action is a 1. That's even worse. Oh boy. Now, it's awfully early in the game. I'm only 3 cards into the game to be spending a reserve offensive, and there's no modifier to that. But the Baltic Front is extremely active, especially in the first part of the game. So do I gamble? I don't think I can afford to gamble. I think I'm going to have to use some of my reserve offensive. So here we go. First reserve offensive. It's a 3. That's no good. Second one is a 6. Okay, so we did drive them back to Pskov, but it cost me 2 reserve offensives, which of course would be very costly at the end of the game in terms of victory points, but no choice given how the first part of the game has played out. Next thing we have Red Terror. Well, this is a bit of a break. Finland would advance, but it's not active. I only get one activation this turn. I'm going to use it on the Baltic again. 3 plus 1 is 4 only though, so no luck there. Finnish leader Mannerheim emerges, so the Baltic advances. They're back in Petrograd again. Can't keep those guys down. Now Finland is still inactive, so they're not going anywhere. But I'm replacing the Finnish front with Gustav Mannerheim. And I get 2 actions. Well, I think I have to go with the Baltic. It's too bad I have to deal with this too early, because I can't move my political actions at all. So first one with the Baltic, 3 plus 1 is 4 again only. Next one on the Baltic, whoops, that completely missed the dice tower. Woo, that was a little sporty. 6, that's better. So it drives them back to Pskov. All right. Okay. Baltic fronts caused me a lot of trouble here early on. Minorities form breakaway republics. All right. Well, the Allies aren't active. Finland's not active. That's good. The Eastern is active. They're on their way to Ekaterinburg. I get 2 actions with no restrictions. All right. Let's go after the Baltic front again. See if I can get myself some more breathing space with that tank corps there. Yes, I did. It's a 6. So once again, drove the Baltic back. Excellent. I'm going to try political with my second action. It's a 1, so that's not even close. So, no good. Alright, Hoffman offensive launched. So here comes the Baltic front again. So push them back, and here they come. And the southern front is on the move, but they're only at Kharkov, so that's not a big deal. However, 2 actions, but this is a major problem. No offensives are allowed against the Baltic front this turn. Ouch. Okay, well, I'm going to do 1 action then for my politics. And it's a 4, so I do advance up to the 4th level. Then the other one, since the Southern Front seems to have a lot of cards too, I'm going to try and push them back. And it's a 6, so I drive them back into the Crimea. All right. Not too bad. And I reload my dice here out of my cup. Next. Latvian riflemen support the Red Cause. So the Eastern Front's advancing. That's not good. They're at Ufa now. Poland is dormant, so no big deal. Now, 3 actions. Ooh, look at this. +2 die roll modifier against the Baltic, +1 against Southern or Eastern. Okay, so we got to start with the Baltic, which will give me a +3 total. 2 and 3 is 5. That's perfect. Drive them back into Estonia. Okay, my second action, I will try to drive back the Eastern Front with the +1. 5 and 1 is 6. Perfect. So they are pushed back 2. And since most of these other folks are not active and the South's all waiting to Crimea, I'm going to try politics, but it only ends up being a 2, so that's no good. Probably should have spent that on the offensive with the die roll modifiers, but... the Treaty of Brest-Litovsk. Now, of course, I have a choice. I can either do this, or I can go with Bukharin. To be honest, I like to do the Treaty of Brest-Litovsk because it knocks basically the Baltic Front inactive, and the Baltic Front is very active at the beginning part of this game. So I'm going to go ahead and play the Treaty of Brest-Litovsk. So Finland would advance, but they're not in the game. Southern advances, they go back into Kharkov. The Baltic actually retreats as well. And I get 2 actions. So, with my 2 actions, let me push this to the treaty accepted. I'm going to try my politics again. Let's see if I can get that up to there. So the first roll's a 3, not good enough. The second one, also a 3, so 3 seems to be the number. Now I have to add the darkness cards here to the pile. So while I'm doing that, just thought I'd also mention earlier experiences with this game. I've really enjoyed playing it, and I had a couple political victories early, so I've started using the political track up to number 10 now because I was just doing quite well. So 10 is what I need for the political victory if I want to pull that off. One of the things I do like about this game as I finish shuffling here is I do like the duality of the military as well as the political track. Because you can pursue one or the other if things aren't going so well on the one hand, you can pursue the other one as a strategy to win, so that's cool. Now, the other things here, the Allies are activated, and the Baltic now goes inactive. But now I've got to spend an action to get that tank corps off there and bring it back elsewhere. So, alright, we have the revolt of the left socialist revolutionaries. Well, the Baltic is inactive, so that's not a problem. The Eastern Front moves back into Ufa, and I have 2 actions. And then during the descent part of the turn, I'll have some other things to do here first. So 2 actions. Well, one thing I think I need to do is try and drive back the Eastern Front. So we'll start there with the first action. It's a 1, not so good. Alright. Let me try and push them back, because they're still pretty close. It's a 3. That also didn't work out so well. Alright, not so good. Now, the descent phase, I did accept the treaty. I roll for the political dissent now. So let's hope I get a 6, because that would be a huge help. There's a 2. Ooh, I lost a political point. Ouch. That's not good at all. Alright. Well. Okay, fine. Alright. Dunster forced lands to protect the Oral region. So, Eastern Front is advancing again. They're on my doorstep. They're knocking. The Allies are coming down. They're in Archangel. 3 actions of German capitulation. It is not, so I only get 1 action. And I automatically lose 1 political point. Ouch. Well, I'm going to have to lose that political point. There's just no way around that. Because I have to drive the Eastern Front back. The Eastern Front's on my doorstep. I may have to use reserve offensives too. Fortunately, it's a 4. I do not have to do that. So that's good news. So they get pushed back to the UFA box. But I lost a political point. I'm all the way down to 2. Whew. I'm going to have to rely on a military victory if I want to win this game. Alright, German Baltic Division lands in Finland. Well, Baltic and Finland are still inactive. That's good. Southern has moved up to Tsaritsyn. And I get 2 actions. Well, that's a good question. What do I do here? I mean, I almost want to take the tank corps and put it on the Allies, because the Allies are much stronger than either the Eastern or the Southern. But with 2 actions, let me do that. Let me spend 1 action. I'll shift the tank corps to the Allies front. And then the other action, let's deal with the Southern. It's a 1, so that didn't work out so well. Okay. Next card. German capitulation. Well, a little late for me. The Great War ends. So the Southern Front advances. So they're at Orel. They're at my doorstep again. Alright, now I have to add the Don cards. Holy smoke. Well, that's bad in terms of victory, because now I won't get victory points for the different card sets being added in at the end of the game. So that's no good. And the Baltic track's about to become active again too, but weaker. It's only going to be a 3 value instead of a 4. So there's at least that part of things. But this is tough. This is another tough battle here, especially since my political value is so low right now. It's only on 2. That's just, yeah, I'm in trouble. All right, well, let's see if we can survive this. So let me replace here. So the Germans get replaced now by Udenich. Allies track was already activated, so I get 2 actions, but no offensives against the Baltic this time. Well, first of all, I have to focus on the Southern. There's no question about that. So here we go. Southern, it's a 2. I got to go again with my second action. It's another 2. If card comes out, I'm going to be defeated, so I have to use one of my reserve offensives. It's another 2. How many 2s can I get? Alright, I have to try another reserve offensive. It's another 2. This is my last reserve offensive. If this fails, I'm in big trouble. It's a 4. So it does drive them back, but I just lost the last of my reserve offensives, which is a lot of victory points. I'm in big trouble. Alright, Red Friends offensive routes Eastern Whites. So the Baltic is on the move. Here we go again. Here comes the Southern again. And you get 2 actions plus 2 die roll modifier against the Eastern. And the Eastern front can be removed from play potentially this turn. As much as I like that, I gotta get rid of the Southern. So I have to launch my first offensive there. And it's a 2. Of course it is, naturally. I have to go there again. This is frustrating. Whoa. Yeah, okay. I wish that had stayed in the dice tower. Look at that. It's a 6. 4. Alright, so that drives it back. So now the only chance I have to get rid of the Eastern front here, per the rules, there's the possibility of withdrawal. But as the rules say, if you're not on the last box, it has to be less than the current box. So I need a 1 with these lovely white dice. And it's a 4. So, as I suspected, that opportunity has been lost. This is not going well at all. Alright, Stalin defeats the Whites at Red Verdun. Well, that's helpful, but the Baltic front is coming back again. Here they are at Pskov. Poland is inactive, so that's at least good. Now I've got 3 actions, plus 1 against the Southern, plus 1 to reorganize. Well, I always hate to pass up the reorganize because it's so hard. You need a 6. So I'm going to spend the first one on the reorganize. 4 plus 1 is 5. Just missed. Alright. Let's drive back the Southern front, hopefully. 3 plus 1, though, from the card is 4. So that drives them back to Kharkov. I got 1 action left now. 1 action left. What should I do with my last action? The Baltic's making me nervous. I'm going to gamble. I got to go with this plus 1 for the reorganize. Hey, it's a 5. Plus 1 is 6. So what did I get this time? I got applied experience. Throw a second die for every offensive. Alright. And when I do that, 1 to 2 is no effect. 3 to 4 is plus 1 die roll. 5 to 6 is plus 2. Alright, let me check those rules and review that here real quick to see how long do I get to keep it. Here we go. Applied experience. I get it permanently. I make an additional die roll for every offensive that I do for the rest of the game. Alright.